Hey, good evening everyone. Welcome back to another music production live stream with me, Human Synthetics. I hope you're good. So I have no plan this evening, but I know I want to work on some music and I've got lots and lots of options at the moment. I've got my Trello board open here, which is what I use to kind of track all of my works in progress, and a lot of these I've worked on with you guys here, and there's lots that's kind of ticking over and I'm making progress on, and yeah, lots of ideas that I could push forward, I think. Yeah, so I've got no real idea of what I want to work on. I was just listening to like the latest bounce that I kind of keep track of a couple of ideas, and I think there's a couple of things that are exciting me, so maybe we'll work on those. Mr. Grooves, hey, how we doing? Glad everything was working alright in the pure breaks for you. Thanks for the message on Patreon. Talking of Patreon, it's about now I usually thank all of my patrons for their support and shout out the newest names that I've got on the roster, on the list. So if you'll just permit me to do that, I'll run through them. So Alexander Careful, thanks very much for your pledge on Patreon. Thanks for your support there. Admiral JD, thank you. Arlo, thanks so much for your support on Patreon. Manu Shelvis, Pedro Rocha, thank you so much. Steve Ambrosius, big up. Nikolai, Ash, Sean MC, David Clark, Pablo, Glut Sound, Lewis Lotteryman, Lansky Lavry, thanks all so much for your support on Patreon. Desic, Greg Spicer, Peter Hakola, James Lee Gladwin, Jake Silla, thanks so much. Kieran, and yeah, I think we're back to where we were last time. Jan Bartosz, I think that was the last name I remember calling out. So a lot of new people from the Pure Breaks drop, which was amazing actually. Yeah, Future World Machines, I saw your message come in. That's bewildering to me that you can get it working on that. And Bitwig, was it you that got it open in Bitwig, or was it you, Mr. Grooves? I had to catch up with George recently, actually. He was telling me how he kind of made his breakbeat instrument racks, which are also really good and worth checking out, how he made them usable in all the different doors with this kind of... George is so good at finding all these unusual bits of software and stuff I've never heard of, which are just really handy for like audio production stuff and sound design and preset design. He's got a tool for everything that I thought was impossible. But yeah, thanks everyone for your support on Patreon. It's really appreciated. If you're interested in all that stuff, you can find links in the description wherever you're watching this. Pure Breaks Volume 1 is the latest drop on there, and it's been really, really popular. And thank you to everyone who bought that as well. Really appreciate it. Mr. Grooves, Ableton user, works in Bitwig. It was you, Future World Machines. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I'd cope with it very well, to be honest, Tinnitus. If it was me having that issue, and George is really good at managing it, just like taking time out and stuff, which I think we all should do anyway. I'm probably guilty of not doing. Yeah, that's definitely take care of your hearing when you're out at clubs and stuff. Don't bash things in your ears too loud. If you could turn things down, do it. especially sitting in front of studio monitors as well. I find, because headphones are generally a bit more detailed, you don't need to have things quite so loud. From personal experience, I've found that. Alright, well I think we'll get cracking anyway. So I've been off the production horse because I was just pushing that video over the line and getting everything sorted for that. For the download. Get it all working and all that business, which takes up a lot of time. So I've been working on any tunes that I've already started, if you know what I mean. There's always musical stuff ticking along, ticking over. But not just like the nitty gritty of like moving tracks forward. So I'm probably going to start with something easy. I was thinking I might even just work on that track that was really going well the other day, the Dreamcoil one that seemed to just be falling out a bit, as in I was finding it easy. So I have a personal theory. The evolution of jungle and drum and bass is a case study in hearing damage. I think you're probably not wrong. Yeah, I've got quite a few mates who've drum and bass heads and stuff who have that issue. Dreamcoil, could that be the one? There are some other ones, but I feel like I know what I want to do with that. I feel like I could actually potentially get it in a finished, nigh on finished state, and seeing as it's been probably a week or so since I worked on like pushing a track forward. I think that could be the one. We'll give it a listen and then we'll jump in and do some work on it. There's always a temptation when I'm here to go start listening to all these ideas and be a bit overwhelmed. Even I'm overwhelmed by my own tracking system, to be honest, but at least I've got it. Alright, we'll give Dreamcoil a listen and then we'll make some notes about it. I have listened to it in between because it was just sounding great, actually. I think there's something to be said for like maintaining momentum and just making progress wherever you can. And if it's a tune that's going really well, or if you just want to start a new idea, whatever you can do to kind of keep that daily practice, or as close to daily practice as you can maintain, is really important. Where was it? I think it was in Discover. So I think we could definitely probably put this into draft now, if not done. I mean, you could put it into done because I kind of know. I think it's. I know I could probably make a decision on whether I wanted to do the final steps to release it. I could probably even put it in release because I think, yeah, I could definitely finish this one. Let's put it in draft for now anyway, just to not get ahead of ourselves. Hey, Distant Lands, Wagon. Wagon, how are your ears after years of DnB and stuff in the club? Don't you suffer with tinnitus? Am I right? Or have I misremembered? Right. Yeah, bad tinnitus. Testament. Alright. This is Dreamcoil. I might make notes while I'm listening to it. That shouldn't happen there, that bit. Grace. You're making me all want to turn it down now. I think the pacing of this is what I want it to be. Nothing goes on for too long or too little. Okay. Second drop bar length of second section. Yeah, just to go on back to the tinnitus thing. Sorry to hear so many of you are suffering. I occasionally get it. Occasionally, it will just I just get a ringing, but it passes quickly. And I try to be really mindful of my hearing now. Just because I know so many people that have it. Hey Grace, have you heard me? Nice tune. It sounds finished. Thank you. I think we're close, aren't we? Which is why I've picked it, because I did fancy something a bit easier this evening. Something that I wasn't going to be puzzling over how to move it forward. I think if I can kind of go through all of these points, bits and bobs for fun. So I'll talk through all of these points. What time are you streaming on a Sunday, Grace? It's great to have all these regular slots. All right, I need to open the project. Dreamcoil. I think we'll do this one because there's a sense of momentum building, Let's keep the momentum going, and even though the breaks in this are DJ Crystals and from the Tearing Drums pack, which makes you feel like a bit of a fraud, really. But I just don't think I'm there with my more heavy DnB, modern jungle, modern drum funk or tech step. I'm just not at that where I want to be in terms of making loops like that myself. And I think it's more about the composition, and I think it's okay to piggyback on like DJ Crystal's years of experience to have for my drums on this one, and that's kind of next for me in my break evolution. I think I've got a plan of how I kind of what I want to do next with breakbeat stuff. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Layers processing. 7 p.m. UK time. That's good. 7 p.m. UK time. Is it just DJ Graish the channel, or is it Graish now? Hey Ibis. 7 p.m. UK time on Sunday is sweet time to stream, I would say. I'm usually busy every other weekend, so when I've got my kids or various family stuff, so Wednesday night it is. Layers processing. I also think, so I've got a bit of a plan, Mr. Grooves, maybe I'm going to talk you through it now. Is like, I'm going to analyse those breaks. I'm going to have a look at them. I'm going to look at where the kicks and the snares and stuff are sitting in the frequency spectrum, because kicks, I think, are so important, you know, whether you're going to have like a really subby kick or a tough, higher frequency kick. But also just to look at like what the kind of, do some analysis, spectral analysis, and also, you know, how things are looking EQ'd and like the difference between the character of the different breaks and what their frequency spectral distribution is like. It's really nerdy stuff, and I wouldn't say that you need to do this. I like to just, but I want to. 808 diffraction. What are we doing on Twitch? And processing of sounds, I think, isn't it? It's layers and layers and layers of processing of individual drums. I have a plan. So the analysis, and reference material as well, like reference tracks and stuff that I really like. And all this is going to kind of help inform my practice over the next 4 to 6 months, I think. Pink noise with sidechain. Yeah, I know. I saw comics talking about that. Was anyone here on that comics? He did like a Zoom call about the comics tune. I can never remember the name of it. What's it called? Be True. That's it. Yeah, for Be True, he did like, that was during COVID, I think. He talked about like Pink. He did this white noise beat in it, which was pretty cool. Bit of mid-side EQ, and it fills out nicely. So what are you actually doing? What's your technique? Right, let's look through these notes again, and we'll get cracking. So I'm hearing like I'm hearing the drums starting off filtered or EQ'd out. I could just go in with the drums as they are. You know, that would be totally fine to do that as well. So maybe I'm going to try it, and if I don't like it or I don't think it needs it, but I like my tunes to kind of bloom a little bit, you know, as they progress. And it just that'll help create a sense of drama, obviously, as we move to the drop. I think the intro could maybe be a touch longer as well. I feel like this tune would be okay at 5.5 minutes or so. There's a bit of an ambient intro almost. At the moment it's 65 bars. So, I mean, if that's probably okay as it is anyway. Okay, so that's something to try. More sparse percussion. The percussion's all coming in quite just looping in, as it were. So I think I'll probably do some editing. You know, what does that mean practically? That means like MIDI editing, MIDI pattern editing. Pretty dull stuff, but the results are worth it. Actually, I love it. The bass sound, not an intro. We can smash that out really quick. Risers, I feel like we could have something to build that tension a bit more. It could be subtle, it could be heavy-handed. We'll have a think about how we could do that. The kind of main spectral pad sound, I'm going to resample it because it's got a nice kind of like distorted texture in it, but I don't want it to happen before the drop. Sorry, it's also got this like melodic texture that happens just before the bass comes in, so I don't want that happening there. And it could be that it's because it's a serum granular patch, it could be that it's random every time, so which complicates things. But so we could resample that, or at least resample some of it. That will allow us to affect a minimal drop, because I kind of want nothing happening when that goes on, when that happens. The hats come into, so there's like a 16th ride loop or 16th hi-hat loop that kind of steps up the energy, and that comes in too soon. Need to delay that a little bit. Also, like the break pattern and the break switching, they sound a bit off to me at the moment, or they're not quite how I want them to be. I can hear how I want them to be. They're not happening in the right order. Breakdown's not long enough. Want to make that a bit longer just to have more space to heighten the tension. The bass call and response, just want to dig into that a little bit more in the second drop, and then we need to kind of lengthen that section out. So I think the most important bits are going to be just getting a complete arrangement, as it were, at the moment, right? Because everything else we can get to that. The break switching. Yeah, these noise loops. Comics was done for defrauding people. Yeah. Or I don't know if it was done, but there was certainly a lot of comments and stuff on the internet about it. It was in DJ Mag or something, or I saw an article about. Sadly, I make a MIDI lane of the kick and snare and sidechain, then into the pink noise generator until it pumps the kick and snare. So you get the attack of the drum and the noise goes into the release. Nice. Hey, Milky. Hey, Sparky Optrix. Yeah, I need to watch that one that George has done. All right, I'm divvying here, so let's just go. Let's mark the sections. Where's the breakdown happening? Here, isn't it? Here. Too loud, that sound. Yeah, okay. So I feel like we almost want this section again. Like twice, and then you've got an outro, haven't you? Really, you can have an outro happening probably here. I feel that's enough. That's very template, but that's okay. We can always like rearrange it. Drop 2. Okay, where's the first? Thanks, Grace. Thanks, Mr. Grooves. Let me just catch up on this. Thanks, Sparky Uptrix. Really glad to hear that. I spent a lot of time just going back through it and making sure there was no third party, you know. We've all got those breaks, but like just making sure there was no in my version of it that I have here. There's breaks from places like Rhythm Labs, Pure, like what was it, Noi Jungle or something like that, Noi Breaks or something, and some other places where I'd bought them. You know, I'd bought actual loops and stuff, so it didn't feel quite right to be doing that. I mean, say what you will about Jungle Warfare, I suppose, but a lot of time went into all that MIDI. And Grace, yeah, it's over lockdown it started then really, and it was just an easy place. Felt like an easy place to start there. And at that time, my kids were really small, so you know, the only time I got was in the morning to do anything, and then the day started. And you know, it was really good. I really enjoyed. You know, I'd finish it all up by like 7 and feel like I'd really done a lot creatively. And it would then mean the rest of the day I felt like I'd done my creative stuff for the day. I mean, it's not for everyone doing that, but it just kind of worked for me at that point in life. Occasionally I do that, you know, if I've got a video to finish or I've got something to finish, got a track to finish or got something to submit, then I'll set my alarm for like 5 or 5:30. Mr. Grooves, yeah, absolutely. So I guess the emphasis was on the patterns, the template, and the MIDI programming as much as the source material, because you know it's you hear these breaks in so many packs anyway. And those crystal breaks, for instance, are built around all of those a lot of the classic breaks. Pre-production and preparing samples is often overlooked, but it pays to be organised. Absolutely. I think it was as I thought I'll get quicker at this. So I was like, I would practice building in a bit of speed. And as I got quicker, I spent less time chopping and programming the break. And obviously I was getting a bit quicker at programming because there's kind of like, there's rhythmic elements to every drum break in every way a drummer plays the drums. You know, there's like these little cells, rhythmic cells and patterns and things they do it. And you recognize them more and more. It's true for you get used to what is making that particular sound and the pattern or the technique that the instrumentalist or musician is implementing, and so then you're able to kind of work with it quicker. And so I was able to get like the breakdown and then explore more. Right, okay, so what happens if I do this? I've got this that I'm not sure about. I still don't have an answer to this question. About this particular, you know, how do you get this sound, or how do you, or you know, you'll then listen to certain records and think, well, I haven't quite nailed that, or mine doesn't sound like that was different, you know. And having always having like a musical piece or a piece of music that you can channel what you've made into is really important, I think. And it's what I used to do when I was like playing guitar and learning guitar was, I learnt scales and I learnt licks and stuff like this, phrases that I had to it was all about using it in a musical context, you know, not just having something that was, out of context, you know. I feel like now I could spend more time on out of context sounds and audio and stuff, because I feel like the in context stuff is strong enough for me, but then it wasn't. Great artist steal, good artist borrow. I think it has been attributed to Picasso, and I actually saw something about this the other day, and I think it's T.S. Eliot. It came from originally, but I know that Picasso has been attributed to saying it. That's where I first heard it too. Yeah, Mr. Grooves, thanks. I've been listening to a fair bit of Dom and Roland. Yeah, everything is on the framework of a fretboard to me, really. That's how I think about everything, like musically constructive. Right. I could talk about theory all day, to be honest, and that kind of thing. Practice regimes and learning music and stuff. yeah, exactly. Great artist still quotes. I always thought it was Picasso. I think I heard it from someone said it was Lenin to me the first time I actually heard the quote. What is it? Talent, was it? Is it talent steals, genius, or talent borrows, genius steals? That's it. I find it really helps to use these markers. You don't want this happening then. I mean, what do you want there? You probably could have the step up here, but something else happens. You know, if you're going to save it for anywhere, it's going to be 16 bars in, I think, isn't it? That's where you want it, isn't it? Like I mean, it's very. You hear this in the DnB all the time, don't you? That's quite good there. What is that? You could do something here, couldn't you, where you drop this. These are just a bit weak. This needs developing this keyboard idea. That's common, isn't it? Identifying, thank you. It's this one. What else have I got here? $99 is it? Thinking of that Soundtoys plugin, Devil Lock Deluxe. Just I really want to smash it. Might be too much, to be honest. Yeah, it might be that I want something a bit more filtered. Okay, maybe we could try. I'm really into auto filter at the moment. Ableton's own auto filter. It sounds great since it's been upgraded. I feel like this is probably I'm in risk of falling in the weeds here. Don't think that's what I want. I just want to push it a bit more. I want it to sound a bit harder than that, but not necessarily compressed. Okay, we'll come back to that. Right, don't want to get lost in the weeds of that break. Thanks, Gustav Wav on Twitch. I'll turn it down a bit, Wagon. Decapitator, yeah, I should try that. Test one. Where's that? It could be when I'm let me turn the gain up a bit. One sec. Global settings. The audio is quite loud, isn't it? Gain, that's what I want. Test one. Is that better? How's that sounding? The music wall is pretty loud anyway. Hopefully this doesn't blow out. Hey, Animus. Yeah, autofilter's sick. Let's try Decapitator. I think that's where we want to go. I mean, you could try Saturator, but I do just like the sound of Decapitator. Wagon, what are we saying about the volume? Is that better? This is quite loud, this track. It might just be the break, do you know what I mean? It might just be the break itself. That's probably what more I want. That's a bit better, isn't it? I feel like it could have some reverb. Obviously it's too loud now, but... Grace, you asked a question about stem separation, beta. So I have done beta in the past, and it was so buggy. It used to drive me mad using it. And I think as well, at the time, I was on my older machine. There was a lot... I didn't think you could have beta and the standard version like at the same time. I thought you either could have beta or no Ableton, if you know what I mean. It was one or the other. Whereas, of course, you can have beta and the full version, I believe. But also then I would create things in beta that wouldn't work in the standard version. And with like the volume of music or the volume of new projects and new things that I create, it was like messing up my workflow and stuff, or like the what I was used to doing things, because I'd want to open a track in 11 or like a standard suite of non-beta and it wouldn't work. So I kind of just like, I'm happy to wait, you know. I'm kind of interested to try this stem separation, but I can wait for it to be solid enough. It's not too buggy, do you know what I mean? Because I don't want little plate, I want big plate. Super plate. This space blender's cool. Maybe we could use this. If anyone's tried this from Soundtoys, it's actually really cool. Like, I need to get the latest version, so ignore that. Mr. Grooves about the artifacts. This is what I think with these stem separation. I've yet to hear one where I can't just hear like flanging and just think I can hear that's a stem split sample. Yeah, Milky, I hear you. That was the same for me. I kept trying to open stuff that I'd made in beta. I think there's like, if I really wanted a vocal or something, it's probably more interesting when it doesn't work as you expect it to. That's always the most interesting thing, isn't it? Like the TB303. Right, so we see if we can I just want this to kind of be in a weird space, this break, if you know what I mean. Not that. So that you can, like, I've got the little plate on, that's why. Pretty cool. You can do like these weird things with it. Pretty nice, quite metallic, but give all the stopping and starting, but it's got to be done, sorry. Hey, goat. Have I ever made my own convolutions? I think I've chucked things into the convolution reverb, but no, I've never taken like a mic and recorded an impulse. Recorded like a. They have these like guns, don't they? They do explosive sound. I do have a field recorder. I mean, it's probably good enough to do something like that, to be honest. I think a good stereo mic or good field recorder, you'll be able to do that. Grace, this is a good point. Like, if you want to do that, about having access to features, because you would have time to learn them and stuff, especially things like auto filter. The upgrades to that, for instance, or raw, or any of these things, you could get used to them. I can't remember what else is coming out in 12.3 though. Are there devices? I think that's a good shout. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite fun when it crashes on live though, because I guess it adds a bit more spice to proceedings sometimes. If but it lets people know you're really doing it. I'm good, thanks, Goat. How are you? Fiddling with model cycles. What is model cycles, guys? What's that on? What are the latest features? I might just have a look. I can tell you what I'm most excited about. The biggest thing for me, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, was groups within groups. I love that. There was a time where that didn't exist. Splice integration, splice integration. Bounce groups and paste bounced audio. That is good. I'm interested in that, especially with like drum break stuff. That sounds really cool. I like the look of the new like auto pan. That looks cool. Generators by Ifta, new pack of intuitive, immediately musical tools, MIDI tools for live. Yeah, I like anything like that. I thought expressive chords was quite fun. XYZ layout looks cool. These are push performance things, aren't they? To be honest, I've started to have understand more the way Live's browser is now, and I've really been getting a lot out of that. I think it is pretty good, especially with like the way you can tag things up and you can tag your searches. That's pretty cool. That's a cool upgrade that I've only just got to. Is the model cycles is Electron, isn't it? Yeah, okay, yeah, someone's right. I did look at that. When it came out. I think Ned Rush might have sent it to me. I'll get good chat tonight, guys. Good chat. Good to see so many of you on. It's probably because it's the changing of the seasons. The evenings are drawing in, and it's time to get back to production. I feel we've got a second drop. We've expanded it out. I'm going to dig into these breaks in the intro here. I want something that's like I can draw it in for you. Let's go. I feel like I need to if I can unlock this, that'd be quite a big thing to get the intro nailed. It's going to be a bit of editing, I'm afraid, but I want it to like build up, Is that? It's painstaking, but with audio like this, I think this is the quickest way to do it here. Don't think anyone's going to notice though for the intro. Cool. Well, you need the full. I don't know what happened here. What's this second one do? That's the full one, yeah. I'm going to resample this. I don't know what the difference is between bounce and bounce in place and freeze and flat. It doesn't seem to be any quicker. Mr. Grooves, I did find that reverse cowbell. Before I streamed this evening, I was like, I need to do that tune again so I can put that in. Mr. Cruz, that's great, yeah. Got an A on the first track for class. What kind of thing was it? Thanks, Animus. Yeah, that's amazing. I completely agree. I think it's like there's always something new to learn in that respect. It's never too late to get started. I mean, in so many other artistic fields, you know, people take it up at. Okay, now it's just bounce track in place, right? People take up practice so late in life, you know, in writing, visual art, painting. Mr. Grooves, I need to put it in the track and then I have no doubt it will make sense. We'll get back to that one. What was it called again, that tune? Was that Broken Light or something like that? Or yeah, it was yeah, wasn't it? This one, yeah. That's it. We'll get back to that. I promise I'll revisit that. House techno, so yeah, it was kind of breaksy, like, or 120 sort of thing, wasn't it? Oh, go for it, man. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, what type of? Do you mean like just like a design label or design studio or record label even? Sorry. So it's this bit. I don't want that coming in. I would like the... Alright, so what do I do? Do I keep it like boxy? This break, or do I this is cool, this tiny space, I like this a lot. Maybe we could use in fact I'm going to use that space blender again, just because it's nice to like spotlight certain plugins maybe that I've not seen people using this too much. Yeah, I think it was Yeah, that track, Mr. Grooves. I can remember it. It's got like someone going yeah in it. Oh, did you? Grace, the in the one with the I started that video where you said it was like the guys who made Ableton obviously really love delay. Mr. Grooves, I think do it, man. Do it tomorrow. You can do it. Seize the day, carpe diem. Thanks, Grace. It's probably in all honesty, it's probably one of George's. I don't. If you could tell me the sample name, I could let you know. But George is good at pads. Ah, sick. Okay, cool. Mr. Grooves, that's mad, yeah. That's quite cool. I think that's all you want, isn't it? You want it pretty dry, actually. This is quite good for like breakdown sections. I just want gain, I don't want the flip. See, it's quite impactful, really, isn't it? Okay, so we'll just have like, I'm just going to do intro one. It's going to be intro. Break. Yeah, we might go back to that for like the drop or something. I don't want those rides here as well either. I don't know about this. I want it to sound in distant, you know, but also like to be, I'm not quite sure. I think it should be out on the sides a bit more, yeah. Even though it should be like really dead, really like sounds like it coming out of a speaker or something. That's a pretty good idea. Should we try that? What, like the stereo here, you mean? Or just have... That's nice. That's nice. That's good. That's good. I like that. That's exactly what I wanted, but I wasn't sure. Very nice. Very nice. Thanks, Mr. Grooves. And then we can bring it in, yeah? Be free. Always happy to answer questions about streaming. OBS is a great place to start. I use Streamlabs, but I used OBS for a long time, and it's great. Specs wise, like you want something that's got a good graphics card, so like a good gaming laptop, or a good like an M1, a good modern Mac, or something that's got a good graphics card. And the main thing is you want like really good internet, as best internet bandwidth as you can get, at least like minimum 20 megabytes per second upload. That's really important. Like, it doesn't matter what your download speed's like, it's about your upload bandwidth. And I that gives me like like I'm on Wi-Fi on this on my Mac, and the Wi-Fi's in like a couple of rooms away in the lounge, and it's able to like have an excellent connection. So as best a machine as you have, really, or of course, you know, an actual tower unit PC or Apple. But mine's just kind of built up over time. But for a long time, I used like a little wireless dongle that was horrendous, and I used like a really cheap lav mic. Mic-wise, I've just got an SM58 Shure going into my Behringer U-Phoria UMC22, which is like a really basic interface, but that's fine. It's kind of I don't have any external gear. It's all MIDI and soft synths and stuff. So, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. If you were streaming games, you'll be fine streaming audio then. Yeah, I'd say if you can get a decent mic, it depends what you want to do. Like, there's a lot of music production streamers that don't talk at all, you know, and just make music. Oh, you'll be fine then. Like, mic-wise, you could Behringer do like a cheap dynamic microphone. It's got like an X in it. That's all I can tell you. But that's like $20, 20 quid, wherever you are. It's cheap, and it'll be fine for getting you started. And then you just need a stand for it and a way to connect it to your interface. Audio wise, I use loopback, which is like for piping the audio around. Rogue Amoeba, and that's because I need to have why do I do it? I don't even know why I do it this way. I actually think on OBS it's probably easier to get audio from live now. It could be because why did I get it? For piping audio around in the Mac, particularly from Ableton, and streaming and having my interface using the microphone, I think it was quite difficult. There was definitely a reason, but now I actually think I probably could get away with not needing it. But V3, thank you. Please do. Yeah, just in my advice, just get started making tunes. Don't even have to have your camera on, just like production session or whatever there's. Thank you, Simple Noir. Behringer XM85000. That would be a great start mic if you did want to talk. And you just need like a way, even a mic stand, which I had for a long time, just like a mic stand next to my desk, which just came over. And it just obstructed everything. Great, yeah. I think why did I decide to get it? Because I'm pretty sure back when I started streaming, it was really difficult to get Live's audio into OBS. And you can use like Black Hole, or you could use Black Hole as a free version. But Loopback looked like a really solid user-friendly option. I couldn't really get my head around Black Hole. And I'm pretty sure that's why I got it. But now it is a lot better. I think the connectivity between OBS and programs like Ableton. Yeah, V3. I think if you decide you're really into it, you can always spend money then. For a long time, I had the most crappy USB lav mic, and my computer was quite old, so I had to stream using two laptops. I streamed from my MacBook using a gaming laptop because I didn't like Ableton on PC, and then so I piped the MacBook into the gaming laptop and then streamed off the gaming laptop. But my internet connection wasn't very good, so it was forever choppy. If you watch back those older streams from like 2-3 years ago, you'll notice all these things. And my laptop, my MacBook also was getting older and it couldn't handle what I wanted it to do. So I had to have a fan underneath it. So it was all very noisy. It was like, and I had a noise gate and you could just hear like, if I spoke. It was a really janky setup. But I thought, but people were coming to watch, people watching the stream. So I thought, I'll go, I'll keep using it because I wanted it to be like as basic a setup as possible to just focus more on the content rather than the equipment. I think stream as much as you can to get going. Yeah, at least once a week on the same day. And then if you schedule the streams in, particularly on YouTube, you have to commit to them a bit, I feel. Like now, there's no way I'd cancel a live stream unless something really important came up or I was unwell or something. The struggle is real. So true, man. It's like all been iterative. I would like to do a video on my setup at some point, actually, because I feel like it's probably more common now that people want to do it. And it wasn't so much 2 or 3 years ago. 2, 3, 4 years ago. I feel there were people doing it for sure, but not the music production side of things as much. I don't know. I could be misplayed. It could be wrong there. Yeah, man. Me too, Mr. Grooves. Like obsolescence, everything gets phased out, doesn't it, as stuff upgrades. But I honestly, it's funny with Loop Back because I'm thinking, why did I get it in the first place? And I really think it's because OBS wasn't good. Ableton was not good at piping audio out internally. It couldn't even do it to Zoom then, I've got a feeling. I know. I mean, MIDI's so old as well. It's surprising that it wasn't just like that from off the bat. Okay. This is genius, this, Mr. Grooves. Nice one. Right, I thought there was going to be a fair bit of automation going on here. I'm just thinking, is that too short? But like, I'm just gonna roll with it because I don't know at the moment. So I'm gonna draw some automation in. I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like we want this. I felt it's better before, actually. I need to just make some decisions. I'm dithering here, big style. And I feel like you probably just want it fading really, really slow. What's it like here? Do that. I'll catch up with the chat in a sec. So what I'm thinking here, like, this is what I really like. What's happening with this spectral? I need to log into Splice to get Serum. V3, I used to do streams every day, particularly during when I first started, because I thought that was the time to get practice when no one was watching me. And now I'm glad that I did that, because I feel like I really got used to just being, and then like one person might turn up and then they might turn up again. I think I remember when I first ever had a viewer just like watching, and that kind of shocked me a bit. And I was like, and then they stuck around for a bit, and then 2 people came on and stuff, and then people would say hello and everything, and it all just started to like snowball from there really. But it took ages to get kind of comfortable and have a process and iron out all the wrinkles. That took a long time. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Grooves. It is my schedule's always on YouTube on the live tab, and I keep that way. I can stay accountable. Be free. I think you've got a plan there. Try Twitch. Try YouTube. YouTube's what I like about YouTube is it remains up afterwards. So the work you putting on the stream, you can just like if you title it well. It can end up, being viewed quite a lot more than on Twitch, because Twitch disappears, obviously. Or you can stream to Twitch and then post it on YouTube. That's another way of getting around that. But I don't have time to do that, so it has to kind of work in the moment. Grace, yeah, I started posting on Patreon probably 3 years ago now. At least 3 years ago. It was before I was in my old place. And it was just, I was getting emails from people saying, oh, can you know, have you got this I saw you using, or like, you should share that thing that you mentioned. You should start a Patreon. So I kind of did it at the suggestion of viewers, really. Yeah, Mr. Grooves, that's a cool trick. That is a cool trick with that mid-side thing. I feel like this is the kind of thing I would do more if my energy levels were peak. I'd be doing more what I feel is maybe interesting stuff. I want the breaks. I really want the breaks to sound like they're distant, and then they kind of like flow in or they bloom in, and then before the drop. But maybe it would just sound fine if they were just full on from the beginning. Reaper. So I chat to a lot of like conservatoire electroacoustic musicians, and they all use Reaper because it's free. Not saying anything about electroacoustic musicians, but that way, like a whole class can use it even if they don't have anything, you know. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I'm just rolling this intro endlessly. This is good. This is fine, you know. Spectral devices are sick. You know what sounds like really spectral? I just had a listen to it. Brief listen was on the suggestion of a friend, was Blawan's new EP or album, sorry. It's very spectral. It sounds like it. This is cool. That's working. That's quite cool. We could make a little... do a volume fade on that. So it's this layer. the spectral layer that's... All right, cool. Yeah, what I'll do is like probably automate that spectral layer down in volume. Awesome. Yeah, we got it there. Because that's giving that like little melodic line. That might be quite cool. Maybe we can just weave that back in at different points. In fact, while I'm here, I don't think feels like I haven't achieved much of what I wanted to this evening. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we can just bring all these like layers in. Okay. Like that. All right, awesome. Some more automation on this one. I want to do something to this. What do I want to do? Not that. Not even noticeable, to be honest, so I feel like we want this, yeah. See, I like what was Grace saying about this being finished. It's so easy to just get into weeds. think you definitely want some like frequency rising. I hate drawing stuff in, but I think I just want to hear what it's like. What's going on here? That's a nice sound, that, actually. Into that. That's cool. It's nice that it's got some nice like keyboard stuff going on. I want to figure out what's happening here though. down ones. Is it these ones? Okay. Sounded alright, I can have the envelope. Or have the LFO, not the envelope. We got like, not an envelope, got a rate. Ram pop. Nice. Does it not re-trigger though? That's annoying. To draw it in. That's probably fine, isn't it? It sounds a bit silly, that. Too much. I like that. Okay, we do like a nice little... I've got an idea here. We'll group these. Right, and then these effects. I'm just going to put them all on group. That's actually quite nice, isn't it? With like the kick in. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting there. This is where a lot of my time goes in at the end. Milky, that's not a bad idea. Oh, 2 o'clock, yeah. bit there. That's cool. Nice little sample anyway. Just want the low stuff out. Some of these sounds are good as well. Yeah, when I'm panning, I kind of just imagine like a 2D or three-dimensional space, you know, that's kind of occupying my 180 degrees of my hearing. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, me too. I think I'll probably call it in a minute. Probably could do that, couldn't we? This is what my friend New Type does. He does this type of thing with like reverbs. Coming back into soon. That will annoy me. I've just got to like sort this out. Around here now with Make it huge. Nice. That is that's just like the resampled bit that I've pitched about. That's it, that's what I want. Nice. Yeah, not bad. mess around with, sorry, decapitated moods that you can't see here. Oh no, Mr. Grooves, where were you? Were you at work? Well, I think we'll go from the top, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up because I feel like I've probably done all I can on this evening. We were having some good chats at points, so I got distracted. But I think we're probably let's go back to the list just to recap what we've done. So the second drop, we've got a second section now, which is about, it's like a minute longer. So I feel like maybe if you added a bit longer onto that, you'd probably be fine. You'd be golden. We can do that. So I think we can tick that off. Filter drums, did that. More sparse percussion, did that. Bass sound, not an intro, did that. Risers, I don't know if I'm going to tick that off. Resampling pad sound, I did that. We got some nice interesting results. Minimal drop, Well, I'll know when I listen back to it. Hat's coming in too soon. Did that break switching, second sound not hard enough. I don't think it needs anymore. We kind of push that a bit. Breakdown not long enough, fine. Bass call and response, probably to be addressed next time, but we'll just leave it blank for now. Some final bits and bobs for fun. Well, I don't know. All the sounds I was working with were just from within the project, so that's fine. Let's go for a listen, yeah? Yeah, thanks, Mr. Grooves. Classic sounds, really, these. Sugar the tiny spaces on. We didn't want that. I wonder what was going on there. Crank it, yeah. Nice, that's good. Should go for a rewind, yeah. Quite good. Thanks, Colab. Hope you're good, man. Hope all is well. Genius idea there, Mr. Grooves. Thanks, Mr. Grooves. Yeah, I think so. I think I will. That's a good shout on the master. I have done that in the past, like automations on the mixing. I'm going to make a note of that. That drop really works, that's good. Cheers, Melky. Nice. I feel like we just need an outro and we're done. Yeah, nice one. Thanks all. I'm going to wrap up now. Big shout to all my supporters, patrons, Patreon supporters. Thanks to everyone for being in the chat. Thanks for being so active this evening. Great to see so many of you on. Hope you enjoyed this. Well, like it took a while to get going, but like I said, I haven't made music for a week or so, and I haven't streamed for a couple of weeks, which is another thing. So I really put the pressure on myself deciding to like live stream and produce after a break. But yeah, nice one, Mr. Grooves. Always a pleasure to have you. Always a pleasure to have your ideas, all of you as well. Thanks for I'm always glad to kind of take suggestions and everything, and really, well, and there's so much knowledge here too, which I really value, so thank you. Sick if this gets released and it's got that little bit side thing in it, isn't it? You know, Mr. Grooves. Alright guys, I won't linger, but have a good one, and I'll see you next week, yeah? On for the rest of October. Shout out to all my patrons and supporters, and I'll see you on the next one next week. Have a good one. No, my pleasure, Mr. Grooves. Alright, see you later everyone. Bye.